Hi, hello. This is Ronnie coming to you live and direct. Wanted to come live to you tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever it is to you while you're watching this. Just wanted to share with you three money tips, three financial tips before you start online. Three tips that you can use before you start a business online. And even if I'm saying online, you can also use these financial tips before starting a business offline. The reason why I say online is because I work with more people online and I know it's more accessible, easier. I would say, oh, but it's up to you as far as starting a business online, right? So let's get right into it. Now, the number one tip is identify your expenses every day. And what that means is identify what you are spending your money on every single day. So what you want to do is, excuse me, 99% of you that are probably watching this video, you more likely have a cell phone, smartphone, smartphone, iPhone. Take your phone and there should be a memo app or something of that nature in your phone. So what you want to do is each time you spend money, write it down in your memo, write it down and the amount. If it's easier for you to do each time, sometimes it is easier to do it when you first get started because it gets you constantly thinking about what you're spending your money on, right? So do that. Do that. And if you're old school, you can use a memo pad. Go get a memo pad, a little one that you can fit in your pocket or your purse. But I suggest your phone because you are more likely to have your phone with you every single day versus, remembering to bring that memo pad, right? You don't want to have any excuses why you did identify your expenses because sometimes by the end of the day, you may forget what you spent your money on. So use that tip. Number one, identify your expenses daily. And I say that because sometimes we think that we know what we're spending our money on, right? And I use this example. I know someone that, they were identifying their expenses, right? But then after a while they stopped. Um, and when they stopped, you know, after a while they got rid of a car payment. Now, let's say the car payment was $300. Now, in back of your mind, just think about this. Back of your mind, you are getting rid of a car payment that's $300, right? And and so back of your mind, you're thinking you have an extra $300. So what happens is over the month or whatever, you're just going to spend, going to eat a little bit more out, maybe buy extra pair of shoes or anything of that nature. And then at the end of the month, you're like, where's the extra $300? Well, because you didn't identify what you were spending your money on, your cash on, it went out the door on something else, right? So we want to make sure that you know what you're spending your money on, right? First thing, first thing. Now, second thing you want to do once you start, and I want to make a note, do this for 30 days. And I'll say this so you can get it, form a habit of keeping up with what's going on, what's going out of you, what are you spending your money on? So you know that this is a regular thing that you need to do, right? Be conscious of what you spend your money, okay? So number two is once you get that list going, get your list going. You identify the items on that list that you do not need. The items that you do not need on that list. Identify them. I know everything on that list you're saying that you need, but I'm pretty sure there's items on there that you just want to do every day. If it's, go get a cup of coffee. Well, some people need coffee, or that Danish, or, whatever it is, you need to decide what it is, extra donut, whatever it is. You need to decide what is truly a need on that list. And then what is not needed. You want to identify specifically what is not needed on that list, right? So once you do that, number three, the items that you identified that you do not need, Tally up that number and total it up for the month, right? That will be your starting point of your budget for starting your new business. This is the money that you're going to use to start your business, to work on your business, right? This is just a start. Now, I bring this up because as a newbie, you may be a newbie, and I've heard this. And even when I first started online, you hear these things about these programs. It's free to start, free, 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 free. But there's other things you need to pay for. The program may start out as free, but believe you're going to spend some cash. Do not think that you're going to get into something for free. Understand that. Talk to any successful business person and ask them if they were able to be successful without investing in themselves or spending cash. Let's be realistic here. I know it sounds great. You're looking for extra income and there's an opportunity for you to start free. Yes, you can start free, but you really need a budget because you're going to need cash for basic tools, for basic things that you need, right? And I wanted to bring it because it's so important, so important. I don't want you, especially if you're thinking of this long term, but like I said, now, I want to say this, if you're looking for programs, you start researching on a program that's right for you, that's going to teach you, that's going to help you start a business online. If it's more than your monthly budget, go back to the list. Go back to that list that you said were your needs, and mark some more things off. You have to decide, is starting a business more important than number one item, number three item on your list of needs, right? Or you just find a program that is within your budget, period. And I know people are saying spend your last or whatever. I don't believe that. Especially if you have a family, and I've said this before, you want to have a budget. So starting out, this is just starting out, all right? So I hope this was helpful to you. And again, the 3 financial tips to use before starting a business. 3 money tips. Number 1, identify your daily expenses, what you are spending your money on. Number 2 is identify those items on that list that you do not need, okay? And number 3, those items that you identify, number 2, that you don't need, tally those up, because that will be your budget, your starting budget to start your business online. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you know anyone that needs any help, please share this with them. If you have any questions about finances, budgeting, please feel free to contact me. I have links, should be links around this video that you can reach out to me. And if you have any questions about starting a business online, please feel free to reach out to me as well. If you're newbie, you just don't even know where to start. So please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you have a wonderful night, wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, and hopefully to come live to you soon again. All right, peace.